Hi all, this is Dr. J at 11, streaming to you live from Long Island, New York, where it's been an absolutely glorious cold day. Just because it's cold doesn't mean it isn't nice out. It's kind of nice. Nice, crisp, wintry type day. Temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. And I expect similar thing at Wall Street. Either will be at or below freezing, or it'll be a nice little thaw. I'm not sure. So we'll take a look at the Dow just for a minute, even though this is a special biotechnology stock report. I would be derelict in my duties not to at least take a quick peek at the Dow. We're going to talk about Geron. We're going to talk about Amarin. We're going to talk about Oncosec Medical. We're going to talk about Cel-sci. We're going to talk about Actinium. We're going to talk about, what are my other stocks that I featured? I think Novavax. And I had one other one, Athersys. Okay, I think that rounds it out. And we're going to look at the charts, look at some obvious patterns, and try to draw some conclusions as to possible directions or breakouts. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to do this all within 20 minutes or less. Sharing screen. All right. Okay, let's take that quick look at the Dow to begin with. The Dow is at a critical juncture. It is very near the October 29th low. I want to see that low hold. If that low is taken out, we do have another chance of support right here at about 24,000. If that goes, then it looks like 23.5 is the next level of support. And if that goes, so goes the market. That will signal the bear for sure. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be taking a little more off the table because that's the way I get defensive, provided if indeed we take out this low on 1029. On the other hand, if it looks like a nice green day, I will be buying more quality stuff. Maybe not some biotechs, maybe some FANG stocks like swinging back into Amazon, something like that. So I'm not sure what I'm doing, but in any event, I don't think you care that much. You just care about the biotech stocks. So let's take a look at them. Here goes Geron. Ooh, Geron hurts. It hurts real bad. I still have a bruise from the Geron hit I took. In any event, it is in a very narrow trading range, and the spring is getting coiled ever so tighter. So ever so tight. Do we break out to the upside? I think so. I think it's going to break out. Oh, according to this, by I don't know. Let's look at where the latest it could take. The latest is mid-January. So I think way before that, I think probably around the end of the month, you'll get a decisive move on Geron, one way or the other. It's been in this trading range now since a long time, let's say, since the collapse, which was on 9/27. So it's been like this for over 2 months, and I think it's going to linger for a period of about 3 months before it breaks out. And it has to break out of this narrowing pattern. So the question is, which way does it break? I say, being the eternal optimist, up, breaks up out of this trading range. but I had to sell something, so I sold some of my Geron. I still have plenty left. So I'm hoping that I can make some money, not make some money, but get some of my money back on Geron. Actually, my average price on Geron isn't that much above where it is now. So what I lost was a small fortune, but it was mainly on paper. All right, CVM, Cel-sci. Uh-oh, it is, oh, there we go. Okay, Cel-sci is interesting from the high, its recent high, to its recent low. It stopped exactly at the Fibonacci 38.2% retrace on Friday. And the earlier lows that it made, like on 1029, I think it was 1029, 1022, was exactly at the 50% retrace. So CVM seems to like Fibonacci numbers. Considering that, I think it's hopeful that it will get back to its uptrend, and pending news in January, February, if the news is good, it'll zip through the double top that we have up about 444. I don't like double tops, but it's very news driven. So when the data readout is good on the head and neck shoulder trial, look out. It will rocket. And if the data readout is terrible, it will plummet back to the below ones. So it's a very binary event. Let's hope we catch a break for a change. Athersys. Athersys is in a real trading range, strict trading range, $1.85 to 210. It did hit as high as 223. It did hit as low as 180. So let's call 223 the top of the resistance band, and support band, the bottom is 180. But its trading range, realistically, 185 to 210. So what is it now? It looks like a buy at 186, especially if you're looking for a swing trade. Athersys is a buy. And like any other biotech, it's very news dependent. If Gil Van Brocklin has been traveling around the world and hit the jackpot with some big pharma somewhere, that would help. If they ink a nice China deal, that would help. If there's good news on data, like odds data, that would help. There's a lot of things that could help. It's all very news dependent. Okay, let's look at what I want to look at now. Let's look at Amarin. Now, let's try to go in order. We'll look at Oncosec. Again, loading takes a little bit of time. Okay, I'm tempted to look up here, but whoa, we got to look down here. Since the drop on 11.6, we're in a tight trading range between 77 cents and a buck. And we're at the bottom of that trading range now at 80 cents. If you believe this trading range is going to hold, as I do, it's probably getting to be a buy. I sold some, I believe, at 87 cents. Looking to maybe buy it back at 78, 79 cents. Let's look at Novavax. What do I think it will break above this dollar? I think yes, but not for a while. We have to have some really good data readouts on the on either the triple negative breast cancer trial or the melanoma trial. All right, so let's look at Novavax. Novavax has been an all-star little baby biotech. During the downturn, what did Novavax do? It went up. Does Dr. J like that? You betcha I like that. So Novavax, even before it loads, I'm going to tell you right now, is a buy in my books, in my book. And the target, I don't have a target. But if the data coming in on its new vaccine for RSQUV, I always forget the initials, the virus that affects babies and older people, the recommendation will be to vaccinate the elderly and the mamas to be, future mamas, so that they can pass the immunity on to the embryos, fetus, whatever you call it, fetus. In any event, what? In any event, we're at support at 205, right at support. So you want to buy it and look for a trade up around 216. I guess you could, but you want to buy it and shoot for the moon. I guess that you could do too. You want to short it, hoping it collapses back to its lowest, to its support at $1.62. Be my guest. Play it any which way you want. I'm just telling you, if the data is good on this, it'll go, so you'll get hurt on the short side. If the data is not so good, you'll make a lot of money on the short side. The mathematics, I don't know whether what it favors. I didn't really analyze it that much, but I know it's been a really good performer. It's got a nice trend line. Looking at the lows, I guess we could draw that. Let's just quickly draw the trend line. So we've got a nice trend line going up, and we've got a double top that we've been testing at about the what level is that? At the 218 level. We've gone above that 218. We went to 2.25 on the 4th, on Thursday. No, on Wednesday. Oh, on Tuesday. I don't know. When was the 4th? 7th, 6th, 5th. It was Tuesday. Yeah. But notice it collapsed after hitting that high, with the rest of the market, of course. But this has been bucking trend. You got to like that, the fact that it's been bucking trend. Okay, Actinium. If you own Actinium and you own a ton of shares like me and forgot to sell on the way down, then let's take a look at where we are. We're awaiting good data report, which I believe we're going to get good data on IOMAB B. Oppenheimer on the positive end gives it a strong buy and a target of $5. That's a 10 bagger. So this thing, according to Oppenheimer analysts, who tend to be conservative, has a chance to be a 10 bagger in a year and a half from now. I like those odds. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't understand the science that much, but I know preconditioning, using radioactivity of some kind, actinium, whatever it's called, in order to precondition the bone marrow for bone marrow transplant, as opposed to chemotherapy. It could be a big thing. A lot of older people cannot withstand the chemotherapy, and they should be able to withstand the IOMAB B. So this could be a big winner somewhere down the road. Of course, right now, they're always raising money, they're always diluting, and the picture doesn't look so pretty over the last 4 days. You saw we witnessed a collapse from 60 cents down to where we are today. Will it come back? I don't know. I mean, it looks like it wants to bounce off this, touch this trend line, the downward trend line for support. And if that's the case, we're probably looking at somewhere between where we are now and 40 cents, which is clear-cut support. So we could be taking a further dip to the 40-cent level. Why not? I hope it's the not. I hope we come up here and test 60 cents again. It's hard to say on this one. We did go below the upper trend line. So it makes me think that we're in for a little bit more pain, but of course, it depends on the IBB and the rest of the market to a large extent. Biotech's rally, I think this one will rally back as well. Okay, Amarin. Amarin is on the brink. On the brink of what? I'm not sure, but it's on the brink. I sold the last of my Amarin in the, I think around, I don't remember, 17 something. I think. But I have a small profit on it, nothing to get excited about. But look at this convergence here. It is converging upon a point. A point is not big enough to hold a candlestick for a day. So that point is coming up on 12/10. The 10th would be, today is the 9th, that's tomorrow. So tomorrow will determine the direction. We either break it out above the downward trend line here or below the upward trend line here. So I hope that we follow the upward trend line, which we've been doing. I think that's what will happen. I think Amarin should be on the move back up. I hope for all my friends who still have Amarin. I could jump back in at any time. So biotech, the ones I looked at, are all interesting in their own right, as most biotech is. The reason I'm a biotech investor is not just to make money, but there's such nice stories behind all the biotechs that you root for the biotechs, yes, partly to make money, partly for humanity, to help cure some pretty terrible diseases like cancer, heart disease, ALS, other neurological diseases, Alzheimer's. They have drugs in clinical trials now for just about every disease you can think of. And some of them will work. And some of them Dr. J owns. Yeah. And some of them you own. So let's hope we all get a winner. You don't need too many winners to be a winner in biotech. Because if Oppenheimer's right, Actinium goes up tenfold, you don't need too many other winners in your portfolio. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of the weekend, which is just a few hours away. And hope to see you Monday when I start my class on stock charting, beginning with the ABCs of it. Let's call it stock charting made easy. We'll begin with candlesticks and maybe some simple patterns. And I will give you a little homework in the comment area. So hope to see you all live sometime tomorrow, probably in the late afternoon. If you're working, you can catch it later. Adios, amigos. This has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Be sure to subscribe. Bye.